Family, boys and girls, welcome back to my channel. Y'all saw the title of this video. I'm about to let y'all in on one of the most interesting moments of my life. Okay, y'all, I'm about to tell y'all a story. It's story time. So y'all already know what I'm talking about because you saw the title of the video. If you wanted to see it, you would have clicked on it, and you did click on it, so hello. Before we get started, make sure you smash that like button. As always, look around on my channel if you're new, and if you like what you see, then go ahead and subscribe and join our family so that you can become one of our friends too and become a part of our family. Okay, y'all, we gonna be cooking today, so I'm gonna be telling y'all a story, but I'm gonna be cooking at the same time, if you get what I'm saying. So I'm not just sitting right here lecturing. Now this ain't no cooking video or nothing. Y'all ain't gonna see what I'm doing. Y'all just gonna see my face because I'm telling the story, but I am gonna be cooking, so y'all might get to see a little bit of my aftermath if it's good. It's gonna be good. Y'all gonna get to see the aftermath of what I cook, but y'all just gonna be able to see my face for now. So let's get into the video. So if you clicked on this video, then that means that you want to know what my first vaccination ever was like. My first vaccination, my first time puncturing someone's body was like. That's why you clicked on this video. I already know what you want, so I'm gonna give it to you. So first off, what's this? First off, I want to start by saying I'm just boiling my noodles, y'all. Don't mind me. I'm putting my noodles in my pot. First off, I want to say, after I became a medical assistant, I got a job immediately, and my job was to literally give COVID vaccinations. So this was my first job after being certified, period. And y'all know the program I went to. Y'all know the program I went to, okay? Y'all already know that I didn't get any experience during my program because it was an online program, right? So I had never given a vaccination ever in my life. Now, I didn't think it was gonna be hard. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with that. I didn't think it was gonna be hard. I actually thought it was quite simple. You know, you just give the shot. But there's just something about puncturing somebody else's body when you've never done it before that can be nerve-wracking, right? So immediately, as soon as I found out I was gonna be giving COVID shots, you already know what I did. I called my mama. Okay, that's what we all do when we don't know something or when we're nervous about something and we need somebody to tell us something. I call my mama. Duh. Okay, so I called my mama, right? I actually think that I texted her. I might, for fun, see if I can find the messages and see if, you know, I still got what she said to me. But I texted her. I told her, I said, Mama, I ain't never gave a vaccination before in my life, and I'm about to have to get a vaccine. I told her, I said, I'm nervous. Mother, I'm nervous. So she said, she basically said, well, you should tell the people that you're working for that you never have given a vaccine before and see if they'll teach you. And I said, they know that I've never given a vaccine before. I told them that before they hired me. So they must not care. Now, I didn't know at this point if they were going to train me or what, but I know they knew that I had never given a shot before. So here I was looking up YouTube videos on how to give a shot, but of course that's not the same. Watching somebody do it is not the same as actually doing it yourself. So no matter how many YouTube videos I watched, it never made it any better because just because I'm watching the video, I'm still not doing it. Still don't have experience doing it. So either way, I'm always gonna be nervous, right? So fast forward to when I'm actually supposed to start the job, right? washing off my chicken. And we had to do this orientation for the job. So I'm thinking orientation is gonna be, you know, probably handling like, you know, how are you gonna get paid, you know, setting stuff up like that, probably gonna outline the company, you know, they're probably gonna have like a PowerPoint, whatever. So I go to orientation thinking that it was gonna be just some chill stuff, like some chill paperwork type of stuff, because I'm a new employee. They're gonna have to, you know, fill out some certain type of paperwork in order for me to start. Cool. And I was right for the most part. But what I didn't know, what they didn't tell me, what they didn't tell us, because I wasn't the only person in the orientation, was that we would be giving shots that day. So we gave each other shots. Now it was just saline, so you know it was cool. But then none of us know we were gonna be giving shots that day. So I'm sitting in there and I start picking up what they put down. I'm in there with people who are a little bit more experienced. You know, there's some phlebotomists in there, there's some pharmacists in there, there's some overall some just really qualified people in there. And you know, they know what they're doing because they done gave shots before. Duh. So little old me is sitting in there and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I didn't say that, of course, because we're all supposed to be practicing. And in my head, I'm just like, oh, so there must be more people in here who don't know what they're doing like me if we have to have this practicing session. So we get in there and I got paired with a pharmacist, of course. And they basically said, okay, turn to the person to your right. The person to your right is going to be your partner. So the partner, she gave me 2 shots and I gave her 2 shots of saline. So she asked me if I wanted to go first, and I said, no, you can go first. I was low-key plotting on her because I was like, I'm going to just watch you do it, and I'm going to see how you do it, you know, watch your technique, because you a pharmacist. You give flu shots and stuff. So you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. So I'm going to just go ahead and watch you. And then I'm going to just try to, you know, act like I've been doing what I was doing, you know. So, because when people ask me, they'll be like, you know, what are your credentials? Tell them I'm a medical assistant. Not even knowing that this is my first job after being certified. So I just was like, yeah, you can go first. And when she went, the shot that she gave actually like wasn't that great, because typically typically whenever people give me shots, I don't bleed. And this time when she gave me my shot, I bled like a good amount. So I was a little thrown off, like, girl, what is you doing to my arm? Because I don't ever bleed. I never bleed whenever I get shots. And you done made me bleed. So what you done to me? Child, what you done to me? And so she only gave me 1 shot, and she was like, yeah, I don't need another one because, you know, she's done this before. So I was like, okay, cool. It was my turn to get a shot. Give the shot, y'all. I have never in my life been so nervous. Ever. So, and I used to do plays and stuff like that. I used to do theater and do shows in front of like an audience, and you know, theater was my thing. I used to love theater. I still love theater. That's why I'm a Hamilton geek. I love musicals and things like that. So I have been in many musicals, many plays before this moment, and none of them scared me as much as giving this pharmacist a shot of saline. So I go to do the things that you have to do before you give a shot. You know, you have to put your gloves on, you have to open the alcohol package, you have to get your Band-Aid ready just in case the person does bleed, and you know, you have to do all these things. Well, as soon as I went to put my gloves on, I realized my hands were sweating so much that it took me so long to put them on. I'm not even gonna exaggerate and say it took me like 20 minutes, because I know that would be an exaggeration, but it felt like 20 minutes. It felt like it was taking me forever to put these gloves on, because I don't know if any of you have like sweaty hands. I've just kind of learned to live with it. My dad has sweaty hands. Some of my aunts have sweaty hands. We just have sweaty hands, even when we're not nervous. So imagine being nervous and already having sweaty hands when you're not nervous, and now your hands are sweating double. So here I am, my hands are sweating double now. And I go to put these gloves on, and I'm sitting here struggling, like embarrassed, because why does it take this long to put gloves on? I know she was probably like, are you okay? She didn't say anything, of course, but I know in her head she probably was like, what is taking this girl so long? Because that's what I would have been thinking. They're just gloves. All you have to do is put them on. So I went to go put these gloves on, and you know, after so long, I put them on, and sorry. After so long, BRB. So after I finally get my gloves on, I just turned the fan on because I'm boiling noodles. After I finally put my gloves on, I went to open the alcohol packet, and I pulled it out, pulled my injection out, put the alcohol on her arm, wipe. You know, I lined it up right, got my little C going, and I just said, pop. Y'all know how I give vaccines because I have a video of me on this channel giving a vaccine. So that's basically what I did, but just in her arm and not as confident, because in that other video, I was super confident because I had been given like millions of vaccines, or not millions, hundreds, I'd say, of vaccines. So I kind of knew what I was doing at that point. So imagine that, but a little bit less confident. Whenever I put that vaccine in her arm, I was like, okay, period, vaccine, yes. She didn't have no blood or nothing, honey. It was a clean shot, no blood. I was like, who's really the pharmacist here? It's you. But my vaccine was still good. So I was really excited about that. I was prepared, okay? So that was my training vaccine. So the pharmacist ended up saying that was a really good shot, and I was like, you think so? I didn't actually do that, but that's what I was thinking in my head. So that was my training shot, and that was cool. It was chill. It was like nobody who didn't work there was there, so it was chill. It was like just us, practice, cool. So go ahead and fast forward to my first actual shot on a human being that was actually coming to get the COVID shot in real life. Not saline, but the actual shot. I cannot tell y'all how dumb I looked in front of this person. It was a guy it was a guy that was my first shot, and it was like an older guy, kind of like middle-aged adult. And I just cannot tell y'all how dumb I looked whenever I was in front of him, and I was so nervous, and I took so long to get my gloves on. Like, I'm sure he was probably getting concerned because he came and sat down, and you know how you can make like random conversation with somebody so they won't notice that you're nervous, and they won't notice that you are being weird because you're taking a long time to do something. That's kind of what I was trying to do, but it wasn't like working because I was taking like a really long time, like unordinarily long time, like so long to the point to where he looked down and he was like, you got it? And I was like, in my head I was like freaking out because I'm like, okay, he's gonna be like, you're full of crap, like you don't know what you're doing, you can't give my shot, like I want somebody else. Like that's what I was thinking he was gonna do, but he didn't. He just sat there and he waited until I got done doing what I was gonna do, and I was just sitting over there struggling for a long time. Let me check on this sugar. So he was being nice about it, but I know in his head he probably was like, girl, get your stuff together because you're taking forever, and I could have been out of the seat. So I finally got my gloves on, and I picked up my vaccine. Well, no, I didn't pick up my vaccine. I picked up my alcohol pad, and I ripped it open. You know, I did my C, I lined it up, and I then picked up my vaccine, and you know, I took the cap off of it, and I gave him his shot, and it was good. But I was so confused because I had we have retractable needles, and I had never seen that before in my life, obviously, because when I would be getting vaccines, I wouldn't be paying attention to what type of vaccine it is, or what type of syringe it is. So I was like just so blue. You can see in my video where I gave the vaccine, you can see where the needle shoots back up into the syringe, and I didn't really understand that concept at that point because the type of vaccine that I gave in training was not the same vaccine. So I'm just like, what's going on? So then the guy was like, oh, that was fast. And I was like, yeah. In my head, I'm thinking like, I don't know where the needle went. I hope it's not in his arm. And because I didn't really realize that retractable needles were like a thing, but it actually is a thing, and they go back up into the syringe. So he was like, yeah, that was fast. And I was like, yeah. In my head, I'm like, where is this needle? And then I looked at my person next to me, because we gave vaccines in pairs, and I was like, what type of syringe is this? And she was like, oh, it's retractable. It's not in his arm. It's not stuck in his arm. It goes back up into the syringe. And I was like, oh God, thank you. Yeah, thank God, because I had no idea where it went. I just knew when I got done, it was gone. Like, I didn't know what to do, and I was really stressed out because I was like, that's not gonna be good if that needle was still in his arm. The one thing I think I needed to understand was that yes, I may feel like I don't know what I'm doing, but at the same time, I need to understand that I'm dealing with people who more than likely have never given a shot before themselves, so they don't really know the process behind it, right? Like, they don't know what's supposed to happen. So if things happen that aren't supposed to happen, they're not gonna really know. But in my head, it just seemed like everything that I thought could have went wrong with giving a vaccine, I thought about it before I gave my first vaccine. But one thing that anybody who is about to give their first vaccine who has never given one before, one thing that everybody needs to understand is that the first one is gonna be nerve-wracking. Heck, the second one might even be nerve-wracking. You can't get away from that. There's no amount of videos you can watch. There's no amount of time you can use to prepare, because when you actually go to give a vaccine to an actual person, to an actual patient, for the first time, it's always going to be nerve-wracking. There's nothing that you can do to get that feeling away. It's just one of those things that you just have to like do it, right? You just gotta do it. No way to get over it. You just gotta do it. But then after the first one, after the second one, after the 50th one, it becomes like clockwork, and it's like easy. It's like, okay, give me the arm, boom, gone. You know, that's how I ended up being at like toward the end of my job. It was like, okay, come and get the vaccine, cool, alcohol, gone, you know, done. But the first one probably could have thrown up on his lap because I was so nervous. It's just weird. It's like you're puncturing somebody else's skin. I don't know, and I've only done it once. It was saline. I don't know. The pharmacist told me I did well, but who knows? I have no idea how I was gonna do. I had no idea how his body was gonna react to the vaccine. I didn't know if this man was gonna squirt blood at me. But it was over with, and after it was over with, I was like, oh, okay. And then after the second one, I was like, oh, okay. Now I'm kind of okay now. I'm getting into the swing of things. I kind of know what's supposed to be done now. So I hope you guys enjoyed my story time of my first time ever giving a vaccine. And you know, I wish I could give better advice, but you just gotta do it. Full send it. Go all the way in. That's all you gotta do. Can't get around it. Just go in there. Be done. If you got to the end of this video and you said, hey, I like you a little bit, go ahead and subscribe. You know you want to. Join our family so you can be my friend. And we can all be friends, okay? If you haven't already, girl, hit that like button. You know you want to. you know you want to hit that like button. And then go ahead and copy the link to this video. Go ahead and share it. Send it to a friend. And my loyal subscribers, I know already that y'all are gonna comment on this video, so I ain't even gonna tell y'all to comment because I know y'all gonna comment on it. Okay, so with that being said, I'm out. Stay tuned for more videos like this. Love y'all.
We love you, George.
Told me that it's over, so I don't deserve you. That I never told you. There's too many things I can look you in a place. I just grab you by the waist and act like everything's okay. Yeah. Tell me that it's over. Tell me that it's over. No, I don't deserve you. That I never told you. There's too many